All right, so here we go. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use Davinci Resolve, and I happen to be in Davinci Resolve 20 right now. Just keep in mind, this is the studio version. As you can see, I have the studio version, so this is the paid version. What I'm about to show you, I doubt it will work in the free version because I don't think this tool is available in the free version. And of course, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but here we go. So if you want to make a thumbnail in DaVinci, instead of using something like Photoshop, I only use Photoshop really to make thumbnails. I do nothing else with it. So I have a very, very complex piece of software that is capable of a ton of different functions. And I'm just performing one small thing in it from time to time. So we're going to do this in DaVinci. Now to start off, I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to hit new project there. I'm going to call this Davinci Thumbnails. Call it whatever you want. I'm going to create this. So here I am now in DaVinci. I'm on my edit page, and that is fine. I'm going to go up to my media pool because I want to grab some media and put it in here. Going to right click and go to import media. What I want, let me just grab these two things here because I'm going to use these toward the end. These are logos. I'm just going to double click to show you what these are. It's a Photoshop logo and a DaVinci logo. I also want a couple of more things. I'm going to go here and go into, no, that's the wrong folder. I thought I had it saved here. I'm going to my YouTube folder, DaVinci tutorials. And I think I have it in making tutorials. So I need these two things. Going to highlight both, hit open, and I need one more thing. I'm going to go back into DaVinci tutorials, go to AI voice isolation, which is a tutorial that I just did. If you didn't check that out, it's one of the shorts I made. It's only 43 seconds long if you want to check that out. But anyway, I'm going to go to Pix, and I need this one. I need this screen grab, which I spelled wrong. It says brab. Should be grab. And I'll show you what these are. That's just a screen grab from one of the tutorials that I was making in DaVinci. And then also a Photoshop screen grab while I was working in Photoshop. Okay. And then this video for thumbnails. This is an actual video. This is me. I was just posing because I was going to use one of these to make, a thumbnail. I think that works. So now we're going to start right now. I'm going to create an endpoint, and I'll just move up a little bit. I'm creating an out point, so I'm just hitting O to make the endpoint. I just hit I on the keyboard. So I and O. I'm going to drag this down to my timeline now. Matter of fact, I'm going to Control Z that because I'm going to go back to that video for thumbnails. Instead of dragging the whole thing, I'm going to drag just the clip because I don't need audio. The first thing I'm going to do with this, because I just want this freeze frame, I'm going to right click here. I'm going to go to the retime controls, which you could also hit by hitting Control R if you're on a Windows machine. And now I'm going to hit the down arrow right here. I'm going to freeze the frame. Now it freezes a portion of the frame. I don't need all this. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on my left mouse button. I'm going to drag this over because all I want is this freeze frame stuff. Perfect. So now I got this. I exposed pretty low. I'm going to go ahead and fix this really quick. I'm going to go to color. My exposure is pretty low. I'm just going to quickly move up the shadows. I'm going to move up the highlights because I want this pretty bright. I might even do temperature's a little off too. I'm going to cool it out just a little bit. And I'm going to go to these curves. I'm going to make it even brighter right in the center. I'm going to add a little saturation back to it. Very little. And maybe add some contrast. Something like that. That should be fine. Doesn't need to be perfect. And then if I just kind of quickly toggle it on and off. You can see the difference that makes. Real quick, it doesn't need to be perfect. That's done. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to remove this background. This shouldn't be very hard because this is light, and then I'm darker on the screen. So now I'm gonna go to Fusion. In Fusion, I'm going to hold down Shift and then hit the space bar. And then I get the select toolbox. I already have Magic Mask here. You would just type this in if it wasn't here. You know, I would just type in Magic Mask just to pull it up. Then I'm gonna just hit Add. Hit my Magic Mask and I'm just gonna hit Add. Now, all of a sudden, I have this little kind of dropper pencil thing. And by the way, I'm just going to give myself a little bit more real estate here. I'm just going to slide this over. And I'm just going to zoom in slightly. So I'm going to hold down Control. I'm going to use my scroll wheel on my mouse to zoom in ever so. And I'm just going to draw a line down my hand, my arm, into my chest, into my face. Doesn't have to be perfect. Down my arm again, up to my finger, and then I'm gonna let go. Boom, and I'm done. Oh, look at that little mistake here. It didn't mask it perfectly. So now I'm gonna hold down Alt. Now it's a minus, and I'm gonna take that little pencil mark and I'm going to use it to get rid of that. That's pretty darn good. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. I'm going to hold down Control again. Now I'm going to hold down the scroll button on my mouse so I could just kind of move around. I'm going to check this out. And that's pretty good, man. Like I said, it doesn't really need to be 100% perfect, but look how well it did. Look how quick that was. So that's done. I'm done now. And I'm going to hit, I think if you hit F, maybe it's Control F. Then it fits it to the screen. Control F. Now it fits it back to the screen. I'm gonna get rid of these lines just by clicking on Media Out. And that looks good, right? I'm gonna go back to Edit. Oh man, there's a little bit right there. Let me see if I can fix that. I didn't see it before. All right, so I'm gonna hold down Alt again. I'm just gonna draw a line right here. There we go, it's gone. Go back to Edit. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to put the Photoshop capture and that Davinci capture screen grabs underneath it. Where is it? Right here. Okay. Make sure I'm doing this right, and I think I am. Okay, so that's good. So now what I want to do, I'm going to highlight this Davinci one, and I'm just going to go over to my inspector over here. And if yours is off, just click on it to turn it back on. Then I'm going to go to the X position and I'm just going to slide over so that it's roughly in the center. Maybe a little bit more. And the Photoshop one is pretty good where it is. I don't think I really have to change it, but I could slide it over a little bit. Whoops, wrong one. I meant to use X. Slide it over just slightly, like maybe around there. And here in the middle, I want to show that, hey, these are two different applications, two different screens. So I want to put like a little line in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my effects. I'm going to go to solid. I'm going to type in solid. And I think that's in the toolbox. So I'm going to click on the toolbox. And there it is, solid color. I could have just, yeah, solid. There's a solid color generator. And I'm going to drag this down. Now it turns black. I'm going to click on the solid generator. I'm going to click on generator in my inspector. And I'm going to change that color from black to like something like teal, something kind of bright. Maybe like right about there. See that? Good. Now I'm going to go back to settings here. And I'm going to use the crop. I'm going to crop from the left. So it's like roughly in the middle. Then I'm going to crop from the right. That's not perfect, but that's okay. And then I could change the position of it and slide it over till it's like right in the middle. And there's like a little line that I created. Now I'm looking at myself. I think I look a little bit too colorful. Let me go back into the color. Let me take down that saturation. I don't like the way that looks. Whoops. It's too much. All right. I think that's better. All right, cool. So here I am. Also, by the way, I'm going to grab all of these. I'm just going to move them over. All right. I'm going to grab myself and I'm going to shift myself down using Y. About there should be good. And now, like, you can kind of see that I kind of fade off into the background a little bit because it's like dark on dark here with the shirt and the black or the gray background. So what I'm going to do is add like a little drop shadow, but I'm going to change the drop shadow to a bright color so that it kind of glows. So I'm going to go back to my effects. I'm going to X this out. And I believe it's in OpenFX. And I'm going to type in drop. And here's my drop shadow. I'm going to drag this effect to track 4 where my video is. And you can see it added a drop shadow there. I don't want it black. I want it to be something bright. So I'm going to go back to like maybe that tealish color or something. Maybe even like a little bit more blue. Like a bright blue. I'll click OK. So now I added a little glow. The angle or the distance, we're going to close that distance a little bit. All right. I'll fix the blur. Actually, the blur is pretty good. The shadow strength, we're going to increase that so I glow a little bit more. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is we want to add some icons above my fingers here. Those icons that we were looking at earlier in the video. So we can start with the Photoshop icon. But what we need to do is we could easily just drag it down here and it will create a new track. But we can also just right click in here, go to add tracks. I'm going to add 2. So we'll click on that, add 2 above 4, and I don't need any audio, so I'm going to set this to 0. I'm going to add the tracks. That added 2 tracks. And now another thing I could do if I wanted to, I could click on X on the keyboard. That will create an in point and out point around the clips that I have the position indicator hovering over. And again, I could double click on my Photoshop. Oh, but before I do that, I want to target the track. All right, so I'm going to click on B5 because that's where I want this picture to go. And now I'm going to click on F10 and then it puts it there. Oh, excuse me, that's not what I want. I want the icons. So I Control Z to get rid of that. I want the icons, so I want this one. And now I'm going to do F10 and it puts it there. And then I'm going to highlight the icon for Davinci. Click that. I'm going to do the X one more time. This time I'm going to target V6 and I'm going to hit F10 again. And it puts it there for me. So I'm going to leave Davinci highlighted, this icon. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. Maybe about that size. I'm going to highlight Adobe. I'm going to shrink that one down too. Maybe about that size. Then I'm going to I'm going to leave the Photoshop one highlighted on the timeline. And then I'm going to shift the position. I believe it's the X position so that it slides over my finger. And then I'm going to raise it a little bit with the Y. Right about there or so. And now I'm going to highlight Davinci. And I'm going to slide this one over my finger. And I'm going to raise it with the Y, same way. And I think I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit more too. It's a little too big. Okay, that's a little bit better. And I'm going to do the same thing with the Photoshop one. I'm going to shrink this one down. So I'm going to zoom, obviously, just to shrink it down. There we go. And maybe I'll shift it over just a little bit more. Boom. So there we go. So now I got those hovering over me. I kind of like the way that looks, except I kind of want these to glow the same way I'm glowing here. So what I'll do is I'll highlight my video. I'm going to do a copy, right click, copy, or Control C. Then I'm going to highlight both, going to highlight both Davinci and Adobe, right click, paste attributes, and all I really want is the plugin to be pasted over. I don't want to paste position or color correction. I just want the plugins. I guess Fusion Effects too should. Oh no, I didn't do any Fusion. I don't need Fusion Effects, but plugins should be enough. And then I click apply. And there it goes. And I added that. The last thing that we would do to actually pull these out, we can go to the color to do that. We can grab a still. But before I do that, let me just check something because I'm not sure if I did this beforehand. I'm going to close the inspector so I have a little bit more space. Scroll over. I'm looking at my timeline here. This is the timeline. Okay, good. It is it's set to 1920 by 1080. If it wasn't, and I had this set to 4K, which is 3840 by 2160, that would be a problem when I grab the still because the thumbnail will be too large. YouTube only likes to have thumbnails that are 2 megabytes and lower. So if it was in 4K, it would be bigger than 2 megabytes if I grabbed the still from here. So the way I would have corrected that, I would have changed the timeline resolution from, Ultra HD to 4K, from Ultra HD, which is 4K, to 1920 by 1080. Then I would have just hit save. It would have then changed to 1920 by 1080. Then I would have went to color. Just hover over this, right click it, grab a still, and then there it is. I had already done this before because I've recorded this video a couple of times. So it's already here. But then after you do that, you can just simply right click on it, hit export, and then just save it to wherever you want to save it to. And that's it. And then from there, you have it saved and exported and you're all set. So hopefully that helps you guys out. You can create your thumbnails in Davinci. So if you already have the studio version of Davinci and you don't want to, pay for any additional software to make your thumbnails, hey man, if you're doing basic thumbnails like I do, just do it in Davinci. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this, because I'm planning on doing more of these Davinci type of tip and trick videos. And I don't do a lot of that. And I think I'm going to start doing more of that on my channel. So make sure you subscribe for that. Of course, I'm always going to talk about cameras and everything else, So there you go. I'm Mike Turner. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.